All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of brisket and barbecue, Lone Stars and Longhorns, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. It's time again to peek around the AFC South with our update from the South, where we take a look at the other teams in the division and the current standings. So let's go All In Colts.
Yes, I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam, and we are the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network.
Yup. As always, started off Colts Corner Bulletin. Hey, it was full screen this time, not just...
I did it. I fixed it. I don't know what the deal was. I thought I fixed it, but I didn't, and there we go. I did it.
Perfect. It works. The Colts will continue to start Joe Flacco at quarterback against the Jets this Sunday. So it's old man against old man.
Yep, the two oldest quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
And then Shane Steichen had some interesting questions asked of him during his press conference yesterday. And this there's so many clips I could have picked out. This I thought one was one of the most telling, right? Because you know me, Kevin's Conspiracies over here.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like, hold on a second. Because, and this is what makes it so difficult to tell, because when they went with Joe Flacco, AR was benched. Three things happened all in the same week. And that is he tapped out. The Colts lost, and they were sitting at 500, correct?
Yep.
Am I correct?
Yep.
4-4 at that point?
Yes, yeah.
They might have been 4. They were 4-4, and then they went to 4. No.
They were 4-3.
Okay, yeah. And then, but then they also got swept by the division leader at the time.
Yep.
So it could have been any number of reasons to bench him.
Mm.
But then you have the stark contrast of what Shane Steichen had said up until that point of he just needs to play, he just needs to play, he just needs to play. And all of a sudden there's this, right? But it reminded me a lot of 2022 because the Colts were sitting at 500 and they had just lost a game to the division leaders. And then, the other, I guess that's the third real thing is that they were 1-3 at that point in the division, right? So the best you can do now is 500 in the division, 3-3. So it just, all of those things reminded me a lot of 2022 because that's about the point where we know that at this point that Irsay and management started meddling in the coaching decisions, fired offensive coordinator, next week fired the head coach, right? And on down the line, switch quarterbacks, all these different things.
Yeah.
So this is, to me, you have to pay attention to what is said and what is not said in this question and answer from Shane Steichen. Shout out to Nate Atkins for the question.
You guys have struggled in short yardage with Joe. Is there a thought to put Anthony in there? What has kept you from using Anthony in a short yardage package?
Yeah, I won't get into the scheme stuff of it, but yeah, obviously he would help there.
Bob?
I intentionally left, just so you know, this wasn't bad editing. I intentionally left all of that space there at the end because at that point in the press conference, this is like 3 minutes into the press conference, my jaw was like, because he didn't disagree
Yeah.
And yet it hasn't been done.
Yep.
He didn't say they would. He hid behind, I don't want to reveal the scheme, and then just said, yeah, he would be good there. On like a 4th and 2, just outside your red zone in the third quarter, instead of going for a field goal.
Yeah.
So I don't want to jump off the deep end here, but my Kevin's Conspiracies mind is going, something just ain't right here, especially when you think of what Kenny Moore said and some of the other people. Quentin Nelson got interviewed today, and he danced around quite a bit of the same kind of questioning, trying to get him to say some of the same stuff as Kenny. I don't know. Maybe just Anthony's preparation is that bad that it's being called out. But it seems to me that Shane Steichen is being handcuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. I agree with you. I think there is definitely some. I think there's a difference between the Shane Steichen last year compared to this year. That being, and that doesn't happen over 1 year. If you are super creative to start out with, normally you don't tend to go backwards in creativity. You tend to stay with that same consistency because you saw how the team played with AR last year. So, yes, AR could make some better throws and stuff, but in reality, is it someone handcuffing Shane, which therefore handcuffs AR? It could be this whole long line of stuff being Irsay to Ballard, Ballard to Shane, Shane therefore to the offensive coordinator, and offensive coordinator through the quarterback, AR, which limits everyone on the offense. So there could be a lot of things going on. I mean, I don't want to dive into conspiracies too much. That's more your thing. I see where you're coming from, and I see the results, and I don't like them.
The other option is Shane Steichen just really is not that good of a head coach.
Yeah, but I don't believe that because of what I saw last year. He was a
last
brilliant
year,
coach.
I know, rookie, beginner's luck, rookie success.
I don't know if
on
that's
his laurels.
I don't know if that's a thing in the NFL for a coaching job. I think you succeed or do well unless you're an interim head coach. You get 1 game.
Yeah.
Hence the Saints game.
Yep. Yeah, I saw it with Jeff Saturday that 1 year in 22.
Yep.
And then it all fell off. Yep.
Panthers with Andy Dalton stepping in just first game. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jets didn't maybe happen so much, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. In brighter news, all the AFC South teams lost this week. So theoretically, the Colts are still keeping up with pace.
Yep. That was another thing that was said in the presser. We're still in the thick of it. I mean, since the Broncos lost, we're still in the thick of it. Although somebody did point out that Frank Reich said the same thing in 2022 before he was fired the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Current standings: Houston 6-4, leading division. Colts at 4-6 in second. The Titans at 2-7, and the Jaguars at 2-8.
Yep, Titans up by half a game. Looks like Houston is in full control of the AFC South. Maybe is not as dominant as we thought they were going to be at the start of the season. But that's what happens whenever you lose Diggs, Nico, all these people.
And they still got to play the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. I hope they knock the Chiefs off. That's the only time I'm going to root for Houston.
Hopefully we don't have to worry. I hope the Chiefs already have lost at that point.
Yes. Yes.
I will always root for somebody against Houston.
Yeah. Team from Houston update. Do you have one?
Well, okay.
That tells me you do.
Congratulations, team from Houston. You just got fair burned.
Oh, yeah.
See what I
Yeah.
did there? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Last week they played the Lions, lost by a field goal, barely, like this close to missing the field goal.
Yep.
Props to the kicker for making it though. Seems like a lot of kickers this week had trouble. Like, it seems the more we go on with just the NFL season or just NFL in general, the kickers have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that leg gets tired, you know.
I guess so. But Jake
players
Moody,
get tired.
Jake Moody missing 3,
You know what?
hit the game winner.
Hit the one that mattered.
But still, he's missing 3.
Yep. Interesting fact and story coming from that Lions kicker tomorrow in our Unstable Pick 6. Look out for that one.
Yeah.
Next week they play. Houston plays at the Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Texas.
We're going to pick that game tomorrow as well. But for now, what's your key to that game?
It's a Texas matchup. So I'm pretty sure that the crowd doesn't matter if it's in Dallas. It's going to be pretty even. I think if you can limit and pressure Cooper Rush the way the Eagles did, you're going to have a good time. You're going to have kind of smooth sailing like the Eagles did. I think that Houston also has the personnel for that. Also, a quick little fact, Cooper Rush is known for coming in and be able to perform well. His 2 worst performances and his 2 only quote-unquote bad performances were against the Eagles.
All right. Okay. So maybe there's hope.
Yeah.
Maybe there's hope.
Maybe. What's yours?
He had Tony Pollard at that point, right? So
He did. Yes.
He had a run game. I'm going to say I'm not even going to mention the defense because like Houston's defense is just, especially with Alshire back, just crazy, and they're going to get everything they need. I'm going to say the one thing to do would be make sure to, I'm going to steal one from you. Run the ball, keep running the ball with Mixon.
I like it. Yeah.
I mean
it's
Joe
a
Mixon is a
one.
weapon. Got to use it.
Yep. They didn't do too much of that. I mean, they might have done a little bit of it in the Lions game, but I don't think it was enough because, that's
not
how.
Enough.
If you only have Dell and Dell, then you kind of got to use the run game. And it's not like you have a bad offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely better at run blocking than they are pass blocking.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Time for the 95 Kitties updates.
Yep. This past week, they played the Vikings, lost the Vikings. It was more of a defensive type of battle. Mac Jones started as well. He looked to play better than Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. So I'm glad Mac is being able to play. I mean, I saw potential in him. I just think, I know it's hard to say that the coaching wasn't there whenever it was Bill Belichick coaching, but I don't think the coaching was there. Belichick, obviously, I guess you could say in a decline before he kind of retired on bad terms, unlike Peyton, whenever he retired after winning a Super Bowl. But I'm excited for Mac. What's your key to the game though? For this upcoming game, being they are playing the Lions, who Houston just lost to.
Yeah. As defensive, like I think we would expect a defensive battle between the Vikings and the Jaguars, right? 2 teams very built around their defense, especially with Mac Jones in there. So honestly, I don't know if it matters if Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence play. It's going to come down to can that Jaguars defense stop the run game and put enough pressure on Jared Goff for a repeat performance of 5 interceptions from Jared Goff.
I was I was about to mention the 5 interceptions. I think if you can replicate that, you have a chance, but you got to have your offensive cooking. So my key to the game is hope. Strictly just hope.
Once again,
Is.
to steal a line from Ted Lasso, it's the hope that kills us.
It is. Yep.
It's now time for the displaced Oilers update, that being the Tennessee Titans. Last week they played at the Chargers.
Yep.
And it's a pretty evenly matched game, I will say.
Yeah.
Like 10-point game.
Titans look to be in control of it early, then
Yeah.
Chargers kind of caught up, and then it's kind of even up until then.
Levis didn't do any Levis kinds of things. He didn't give us many memes or, weird hero interceptions or turnovers. But as I quickly looked at the game, I think it really came down to red zone efficiency. Chargers were 2 for 4, and the Titans were 1 for 3.
Yeah.
So
That'll do it.
That'll make a big difference.
Yep. This next week they play the Vikings. Key to the game.
Key to the game. Good luck, Will Levis.
Good luck, Will Levis.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we went up against that. We analyzed that defense and everything that Flores does, and the turnovers and the interceptions. That's the key. Can Will Levis not Will Levis? Can he actually take care of the football and diagnose those coverages and get into the right protections? And I highly doubt it, but that's my key. If he can do that, they got a chance.
Mm-hmm. I think my key to the game is a matchup to watch, actually.
Okay.
Being Justin Jefferson versus L'Jarius Sneed. Whatever happens there, I think dictates the game.
All right. I like that. I like it. Little game within the game there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like we mentioned, we're going to pick the Houston game tomorrow in our Unstable Pick 6. So that means it is time now for the outlier picks of the Jaguars at the Lions and the Titans.
Yeah. Is this the first week we're doing 2?
Vikings at home. What's
Is
that?
this the first week we're doing 2 of them?
This is the second week, I
second.
believe.
Okay.
Yep. We
I
did
didn't know if it was
last
the
week.
first week. I didn't know if it was a new thing or not.
No, this is our second week doing that because last week we failed to mention the white helmet. Discussed that on the pick 6. Picked that up.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Which I told you just to follow up.
It did not look
White
good.
helmet, black shirt, white pants. I'm telling you, it might as well have been like a 1950s black and white TV. Bring out
hated
Dick
it.
Van Dyke and I Love Lucy. Like, what are we doing? Where is the teal?
Mm-hmm.
It's your own, teal. Are we just being as bland as possible so that people will forget the gold and the gradient black to gold embarrassing helmets? We're going so bland and no color just so people can forget those. Bring out the teal. Come on.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
First one is
Jaguars.
Jaguars
at
Vikings.
the Lions.
The Lions. Sorry, not the Vikings.
That's all right.
I think the Lions are winning this. Like I said, my key to the game was hope. I don't think they have enough hope power, we can say, for this. So I think the Lions are going to get it done. I think the offense that the Lions have cooked up is just way, way too much for the Jaguars.
Yep. Can they stop? Can they get there? Maybe. Well, I don't think so. I mean, especially Lions at home after a loss. Or no, after a barely win. Almost felt like a loss. Nah, Lions are rolling.
Yeah. Next game being the Titans playing the Vikings. This is the one playing the
Yes.
Vikings.
Yep.
It's in Tennessee, right?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Excuse me. I swallowed a fly. I don't know why. So that.
That's a good
Kidding, I
book.
did not swallow a fly, but it's a good one. It's turned into a book club, book recommendation, kids books. So I'll go. I alluded to it. Can Will Levis, not Will Levis? No, at some point, Will Levis is going to Will Levis in this time against that
It's the
defense.
mayonnaise.
I mean, like, it takes somebody really, really in tune with everything that they have going on defense and everything you've got going on offense. And I mean, he's got a cannon and he's just here to show it off. That ain't going to work against that defense.
Yeah.
Vikings.
I talked about Snead and Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson always finds a way. How? I don't know. He's that good. But I
Go ahead.
I think Justin Jefferson's going to win that matchup. So I think the Vikings are going to end up winning the game then.
I read a stat that this is the first time where, and I don't even know how this is possible. This just goes to show you how little stats actually matter. The first time ever that the number one defense, that is the Titans. The Titans have the number one defense. Also have allowed the most points.
That doesn't make sense.
Thank you.
It makes zero sense.
The total offense is the yards.
Okay, that would make sense. Then it's just bad field positioning, which means you have one of the worst offenses in the league then.
Or special teams, something.
Or bad
But
special
like,
teams.
but once again, this is why like one of the cardinal problems with Pro Football Focus that we always talk about, right? It's nice that you have a great PFF grade, but there's only one stat that matters. And that's wins and losses. That is literally the only stat that matters. Just ask the Lions.
Yep, it's true.
I mean, I talk about turnovers all the time. And the Lions looked at me and said, so.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with that. We'll take later in the week. We'll look at Colts players' fantasy stats and projections. And finish off the week with previewing the Colts' second straight old AFC East foe as they head to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets.
Yep, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Remind you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.